SOX Check Approval from TaiRox Software provides tools for managing the check approval process within and across multiple Sage 300 companies. With SOX Check Approval, accounts payable users can't edit checks after they're submitted for approval. Approvers receive email notification when check batches are ready for approval. Approvers can quickly approve or reject payments from dozens of Sage 300 companies. It provides 4 different approval workflows, approval limits for lower levels, and flexible batch and payment options. And it maintains a complete audit trail with on-screen batch and check lookup and a detailed audit report. Let's take a look. We'll launch the extended batch payment function for accounts payable checks. First, you can see an open payment batch that's normally available to post or print checks. But if I try to print checks, you can see that I'm blocked because this batch has not yet been approved. To get it approved, you must submit the batch for approval. And now you'll see that the status of the batch has changed to Check Creation in Process. And there's an In Progress button that shows which payments have been rejected and which are still pending approval. Let's now look at things from the perspective of a first approver. When we log into the Check Approval console as Fred Winkler, you can see that the batch we've just submitted is sitting in his console. As first approver, Fred might do something like reject one of the payments and approve the rest. If you reject a payment, you're required to put in a comment. Fred can then move the approval process forward by saving his edits and then clicking the Approve button to complete the approval process for this batch. You'll see that the batch has disappeared from Fred's queue, and if I look in Sage, I can see that the first approver has rejected a check and has approved all others. If we log in as a second approver, Carla, you can see that she now has the batch and can approve or reject checks. First, we can pick one of the items to reject and then move the process forward, which of course now means to complete approvals. If we go back to Sage now, you can see that the batch is now open and you can print and post it. You can click the Approved button to see the not approved payment entries and the approved entries. There's another perspective that we might want to look at, the perspective of an administrator. This is the Check Approval Setup function. It provides several options for using SOX Check Approval. It provides 4 different check approval workflows. Strict, where all checks must be approved by up to 3 approval levels. Basic, where all checks above set level amount limits must be approved first at the lower levels and then by approvers at higher levels. Relaxed, where checks below level limits are approved at lower levels and checks above set level amount limits are approved only at the higher levels. And Simplified, where checks must be approved by up to 3 users, in any order. In our example, we had 2 check approvers who had to approve all checks, but you can change this to specify the approvers for up to 3 approval levels. With the basic and relaxed workflows, you can specify check amount thresholds for lower levels, so smaller payment amounts don't require upper level approval. And it lets you choose which payment types are included in the approval process and lets you exclude payments from the approval process based on payment code. And you can list and keep a record of all check approvals and rejections with the Check Approval Audit Report. That completes a quick look at SOX Check Approval operations. Please visit the TaiRox website for more detailed information about SOX Check Approval and other TaiRox products for Sage 300.